Hey guys! All right, so I have a whiteboard, I have a marker, and I'm ready to show some things I already know. This is a quick review of things that we did last week, yesterday, maybe even last year when we were in first grade. So the idea here is I'm going to show you something. We're going to talk about whether or not it should be best measured using centimeters, which are very small, like the width of your finger, or meters, which are as long as your arms put together, right? Or as long as a baseball bat, or as wide as your refrigerator. So I want you to think about meters or centimeters for each one of these things, and then we might come up with an estimate of how many we think it might be. All right, first, it's a peanut. Would you measure a peanut with a meter stick, or would you measure it with a ruler with centimeters on it? Definitely a centimeter ruler, because if it was a meter stick, it would be less than 1, right? And that wouldn't give us a lot of good information. If I was using centimeters here, I could tell you this peanut is probably, what's your guess? 1, 2, 3, maybe 3 centimeters, 4 centimeters from end to end if you count the shell. So I'm definitely going to say centimeters. And my guess would be, maybe 4, maybe. It's a good estimate, right? It might not be exactly true, but we're just asking to get close. Next item. Your dad's big fishing boat, right? So think about this. Would you measure it using centimeters, or would you measure it using meters? Yeah, makes sense to me that if you're measuring something bigger, you use a bigger unit. So instead of centimeters this time, we're going to be using meters. And if we measure it from one end all the way to the other end, what would be a good estimate? Do you think it would be 1 meter? Do you think it would be 7 meters? 8 meters? I don't think it would be much bigger than that. I mean, it could be, I guess if it was a really big boat, it could be like 20 meters, right? But this boat is probably closer to 8 or 7 meters, I would say. That's just my estimate. I could be a little bit off. 7 meters is my guess. Next. Oh, okay, so now this is something that you have to imagine here. So here is where you start at the golf course, and then you might hit the ball all the way down. This is called like the fairway or the green, right? I don't actually know what it's called. And then it gets all the way toward the hole, right? So this is like the hole of a golf course. Would you measure it with centimeters? That would be a lot. Or would you use meters? Yeah, this is like measuring a football field or a soccer field. You definitely want to use meters when you're measuring those things. And if you had to estimate this, well, that would be pretty big. Even in meters, it would probably be, 100 meters, right? You might even have some holes on a golf course that are 150 meters. I'm not exactly sure. It's a good estimate, though. Number 4 should be hiding here somewhere. Okay. So you're cooking in the kitchen, and your mom might pull out a frying pan, or grandpa is going to fry up some pancakes, right? How would you measure the frying pan? Would you use a meter stick or centimeters? The better measure here would be centimeters, because if it would be a meter stick, it would be less than 1, right? Everything would be less than 1 if you use a meter stick to measure small things. So you want to get information by measuring, so you want to go ahead and use something that would, how many centimeters would a frying pan be if you went from end to end? Well, it depends. If I include the handle, it would be a lot more. If I just went from one side to the other, well, I've seen 10-inch frying pans. 10 inches would be maybe about 22 centimeters. Maybe 30 centimeters if you went all the way to the handle or something. I'm going to guess. My estimate is that this is probably going to be about, 20 to 30 centimeters across. I don't know. I'm going to say 30 if you include the handle. I'm not an expert. Remember, sometimes with measurement, you're just getting close. Oh, a little baby's footprint. Meters or centimeters? Yeah, you've seen those little baby feet. They are teeny. And from end to end, you might only have a peanut of a foot, right? Maybe a little bit bigger than the peanut, maybe not. Maybe bigger than the peanut. Now that I look at the ruler, I'm going to change my estimate from 4, change it up to 7. 7 centimeters. So the idea here is we were just reviewing those units that we're going to see on our test a little bit later today. Okay, guys? Thanks very much, and I'll meet you on the next slide. Appreciate it.